like themselves.
To conform to what their predetermined ideas are.
Yeah. But see, this is a step above it. This is more human, right? So we wanted to do that, and that's what we did last week with this idea. Now, when each wants each to be themselves as much as it's possible for it to be so, and therefore he's giving her the condition, he's giving her the condition, presenting the conditions to be as much as she can be with him. Now, that means that as far as this is concerned, then, as she meets, the conditions are to be as much as it is worth. That means then this is the way in which she then can be said to exist on a higher level. So therefore, her existence, therefore, being as much as she most wants to be, she might seek and be realized with him, and therefore he presents the conditions for her existence, and of course she presents him with the very same conditions for him to be, because therefore what they are striving for then is one basic and principle of idea of philosophy called the guiding principle of all philosophy, Platonic philosophy, is the idea of likeness. So each wants to become as much as it is possible like that very ideal, which is obviously to be themselves as much as they would like to be. So therefore that principle, that what is sometimes called the supreme principle of creation, which is likeness, is governing relationships as well as creation. Now, just remember we're still on the word for potential. Now let me add one more now before I go back to the word potential. If we are, just to use an old idea, just to bring back an old idea we worked on previously, would you agree if we're building a barn? I want to use 4 words now. Right. The cause of that barn coming into existence, on the first level, must be the materials. Therefore, there's a material cause for that to be there. Put the materials on the building site and they're not going to come together. You need an efficient cause, someone who can work with those materials. And that's called an efficient cause. But even though you have the workman and the material, that's not going to do you any good unless you have a plan. And even though you have a plan and materials, it's not going to come into existence unless it comes into existence to meet some need. Sometimes that's expressed by a phrase, that for the sake of which it came into existence. That for the sake of which it came into existence. Let's take a look at this. Even though there's a plan and workmen and materials, unless it's going to meet someone's need, it's not going to come into existence. Right? And that's sometimes called the final cause. This is the final cause. And the plan is called the formal cause. Well, then look what we're saying now. The formal cause is this idea of this relationship. Yet that's their goal. Therefore, in relationships, the formal cause is the same as the final cause. The formal cause is the same as the final cause. That is to say, what's driving him is this idea. her response to it is equally in response to that idea. They both are going to do everything they can to achieve that together, so each can be as much as they can to be ideally as they want to be within that relationship so that they can emerge fully. Then that idea, the formal cause, is the cause of its existence. That idea, therefore, is the formal cause. And since they both are trying to do everything they can to become like it, that's their goal, therefore that's the final cause. And they're going to use their existence together as the material cause, working together, efficient cause. Therefore we can see these four causes all together in this one thing united. Now, but it's only a possibility. This relationship is only a possibility. It's only a possibility. But if they can produce the ideal circumstances, if they can somehow manage the ideal circumstances, then we might expect similar things to result from ideal relationships. Therefore, a possibility emerges to fully actualize that form. Right, to develop it, to manifest it. To the degree they can, to the degree to which they can do that, as we said last time, the degree they can do this, to that degree we can say, we can measure their relationship to the degree that it comes close to that ideal. We can measure it in terms of its degree of perfection. That's an internal judgment. We can say you're getting close to it, not getting close to the degree to which you can get close to it. Now remember what we were doing last time? We're going to do the same thing now. Take Manny out there and just put mind in there. Instead of Sarah, put soul. And everything we said is the same thing for both. That is to say, man possesses a mind. He's in a relationship with a mind. And that gives him the power to know, to relate. The soul then, man, must then enter into a relationship with the mind in such a way that he can then see that mind, therefore, is an intelligent thing. It has an intelligence. It offers man a way to be as a knowing being, an intelligent, sensitive, knowing being. And now it's up to the soul to respond to that. If the soul likes that, and responds to it positively, then can we not say the task for man then, putting it now this way, mind and soul, that a new possibility emerges to fully manifest or actualize what lies within that possible relationship coming from mind itself. And that is for the soul to be most and best what it is most possible for it to be by actualizing that form or the idea within mind itself. That means then that mind itself passes to the